Hello everyone, well welcome to this our first interview in the Second Life. I'd like to take your questions on the tax implications of Second Life. I'm a chartered tax advisor, a member of the Chartered Institute of Taxation, the UK's leading body in providing tax advice. And firstly, before I begin, I'd like to make it clear that this is a brand new area for the tax authorities, the HM, Revenue and Customs in the UK. There's been no detailed public statement from the UK tax authorities on any of the tax implications on virtual income, and no decided case law to speak of. So a lot of what I'm going to be talking about, and this is actually supplemented by the guide which has been sponsored by LexisNexis, really is supposition as to second guessing what HMRC could decide based on what we do know of the tax system. Got a question here from Hunter. Can a virtual currency be taxed, or am I only liable when I convert it into real money? One argument that you'll see that we've put in the guidance notes which we've published is the fact that Linden dollars are not a hard currency. You can only transact in Linden dollars in Second Life. You cannot transact in real life. And as such, in order for those Linden dollars to be of any use to you whatsoever, you need to convert them back into a hard currency. There is a chain of thought, therefore, to say that while they are Linden dollars, they're not a recognised currency, and as such, there is no tax liability to arise until they're actually translated. And the other argument that we can put to back this up is the fact that we only have a value in those Linden dollars to the extent that Linden Labs continues to exist. But if I were advising a client, I think the safest advice I would give is that it would likely be taxable, but I would perhaps enter into a debate with the tax authorities to see if I could argue that I haven't translated them, therefore they won't tax them. At the moment, no word from HMRC on that point. Question now coming in from Cosette. How can I be assured that my privacy as a Second Life user is still protected? I'm concerned that my details, like where I live, have become government knowledge. Well, HMRC are bound by strict rules of confidentiality. They cannot give information out to any other party. And I think if, for example, we were to tell the UK tax authority that we are trading in Second Life, and they requested the information, what is your Second Life avatar name? I think in order to answer that question, we'd have to go back to the normal principles of supply of information to HMRC. Under Section 19A of the Taxes Management Act, we are required to provide to the tax authorities information that they reasonably require to determine our tax liability. I would actually go back to them and say, why do you need to know my Second Life identity if I'm disclosing to you the income that I'm getting from Second Life? That information is irrelevant to you, and I would actually ask them to prove to me why they think it's reasonable for them to ask for this information. And so in the first round I would say, I'm not going to supply this information to you, but ultimately if I supplied it to them, then they would have to keep it confidential. There is a code of conduct between the tax authorities and UK citizens. Where can you direct us to finding more information, literature on this matter? Well, the only guide that exists on the UK tax implications of trading in Second Life is that we have published in sponsorship with LexisNexis, who have actually written this on our behalf. It's called The Tax Man Cometh, and that is available through the CIOT website at www.tax.org.uk. What is your advice to anyone wanting to start a business in Second Life about keeping records and accounting? Would a screen grab of an in-world purchase be sufficient to act as an expense receipt? How does the VAT reimbursement work? How can VAT be applicable to a fictional currency? Why can we declare Second Life islands as offshore tax havens? It's been a very full-on session. I'm very impressed with the number of people that have turned up for this, and we will actually be putting a bulletin up as to when we're next here. And in the meantime, we'll do all we can to try and get some more certain answers as best we possibly can. But for now, my name's Tax Anderton. Good afternoon.